Hi, welcome. We're the Kennedys. We know so many of you watching because you watch every week, and we thank you for once again being here. This has been a really fun week of rehearsal for us.
Yeah.
Because we've spent the whole week rehearsing John Fogerty songs. We decided to keep this show just to songs that John Fogerty wrote, because they covered a few songs.
Yeah.
Too, but we're going to stick with his writing. So good. Before we start, let us know, can you hear us? Oh, loud and clear. So you beat me to the punch. Thank you, George. And hit the like button if you're on YouTube. That improves the quality of the stream. If you're not subscribed yet and you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, because we do these shows every week, and every now and then we'll maybe post a special video, and you'll get an alarm when that happens. And if you're on Facebook, we always invite you to join us over here on YouTube. A nice solid community, and we may not, who knows, we may not be doing the Facebook thing soon. So Facebook, come to YouTube. We love you.
Now, when I was a kid and I got my very first car, it was a Volkswagen Bug.
Of course.
And I had a Stovertone amp with two 12-inch Jensen speakers in it. And I took those speakers out and I put them in the back luggage compartment of the Volkswagen.
12-inch speakers.
Yeah, each speaker was like this big. and I had an 8-track player. And I loved that car so much, I just drove around all the time. But I only had one 8-track tape. And of course it was Creedence's third album. The
great album.
Green River album. That I believe included this song we're going to start with.
Sam Kane asked for this one, among others. Ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I see a bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Well, don't go around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Well, don't go around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope you have got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. It looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Well, don't go around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Well, don't go around tonight, 'cause it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise.
Such tightly compressed songs.
Yeah.
You know, I think of John Fogerty as his songwriting approach is like a carpenter.
Yeah.
So he's got his materials, 2x4s, plywood, and stuff like that. And he puts together this solid structure where you couldn't change one of the nails without it all falling. It's all perfect. And but his hardware, his lumber yard is the history of rock and roll.
Yeah. Very
I
well
think he
put.
finds these timeless, fundamental things in rock and roll. Like that. I mean, there's a song called You're Right, I'm Left, She's Gone by Elvis.
Yeah.
And it's got that. It's these little moments. It's not plagiarism. It's using these timeless things.
Yeah, elements.
elements,
Parts.
and putting them together. Yeah, that's the genius, I think, of Fogerty.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to do this song. Felt in Mood asked for this one over on Facebook. So we're going to do this. Pete's going to sing it for you.
Ready?
Yep.
2, 3, 4. Early in the evening, just about supper time, over by the courthouse, they're starting to unwind. 4 kids on the corner, they're trying to bring you up. Willie picks a tune out and he blows it on the harp.
Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels, tacky feet.
The rooster hits a washboard and people just gotta smile. Frankie bumps a Dutch bass and he solos for a while. Boy twangs the rhythm out on his kalamazoo. Willie goes into the dance and doubles off the zoo.
Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels, tacky feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels, tacky feet.
You don't need a penny just to hang around. But if you got a nickel, won't you lay your money down? Over on the corner, there's a happy noise. People come from all around just to watch the magic boys.
Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels, tacky feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bringing nickels, tacky feet.
I love those funky rhythms.
Yeah, man, the rhythm guitar parts on the Creedence songs are just so amazing. And of course the lead parts too.
So we'll get this part out of the way quick and get onto the music. We've got a lot of songs to do today. 2 years ago, as you know, we pivoted from doing live shows to instead producing these weekly shows. And it's, you know, there's been silver linings to this change. We've been able to reach a much wider audience. We've got people from all over the world watching us, as I see in our chat. And as you can imagine, a lot of work goes into these shows. In fact, I tallied up the hours. We actually spend more time putting together this one show every week than we did when we were on the road. It's a labor of love for sure. And while we present these shows for free every week, we depend on your tips for our income. And so we humbly thank you for that. You can help us out if you are so inclined by using paypal.me/thekennedysmusic, or you can use venmo.com/the_Kennedys. And there are other options for tipping. If you go to our website, kennedysmusic.com, you'll see a tip jar. Click on that and you'll see different ways that you can help us out. We thank you so much. All right, back to the music.
You know, Willie and the Poor Boys?
Yes.
When Brian Jones quit the Rolling Stones in 1969, and I remember reading back then in a music magazine, he said, I'm going to start my own band based on a Creedence kind of thing.
Wow, no kidding.
It would have been great if he'd done that.
Yeah.
He didn't live to do it. But then a few years later when Bill Wyman quit the Stones, He started a band called Willie and the Poor Boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I mean,
didn't
they
know
were
that.
obviously they were being hugely influential on the Stones.
Well, we'll send this one out to Everett Bisco. Asked for this one. We're also going to send it out to Vicki Davis because she lives only 35 miles from Lodi,
Yeah,
as I just learned not long ago. Ready?
yeah.
If you're playing at home, this is in the key of G, but it modulates.
Yes.
Goes
Watch
up
out for that.
Okay. Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just about a year ago, I set out on the road, seeking my fame and fortune, looking for a pot of gold. Things got bad and things got worse, and I guess you know the tune. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. I rode in on a Greyhound, but I'll be walking out if I go. I was just passing through, must be 7 months or more. I ran out of time and money, looks like they took my friend. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Like me. Man from the magazine said I was on my way, but somewhere I lost connections. I ran out of songs to play. I came into town on one night stand, but looks like my plans fell through. Oh Lord, I'm stuck in Lodi again. If I only had $1 for every song I sung, every time I had to play while people sat there drunk, you know I'd catch the next train, go back to where I live. Oh Lord, stuck in Lodi again. Oh Lord, I'm stuck in Lodi again. Hang on.
And anybody, I know Vicki Davis is one of these people. Anybody who's been a musician and played in bars, like you played all over Texas and I played
While
in
people
Virginia,
sat there drunk.
they totally get that song.
Totally.
That is like the
Totally get that
truest song. And you think you'll just never get past that.
And those are long gigs, too.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And-
Remember when we first got together and we played at
The Round
the
Table
Round Table
in Washington,
in
D.C.
DC, and we would play 4 sets, I think.
Five 50-minute sets with 10-minute breaks in between. And I can't even tell. I'd be embarrassed to tell you how little we got paid. But I remember the first 4 sets would be empty. No, it was in. It was in D.C.
It was in DC, but the drinking age was
No, it
the
was the
drinking
drinking
hour
time
time was later.
in D.C. than in
DC.
Maryland. So the last set, like the last 40 minutes of the last set, people would pile across the state line, and they'd already be drunk. So it
Yeah,
was like
when they got there.
And we
Yeah.
did that 5 times a month. Remember?
That was our main gig for a while.
That was our Reaper bond. I always thought of that as our Reaper bond because we played every song that we knew in those first 4 sets, and then the last set, we just had to play. We had to play songs and segue immediately from one song to the next, so that the drunk people wouldn't come up and say.
But our last night there, we were playing one of those late sets, and the guy came up and was going to smash my guitar for some reason. I can't remember why. And when he told me that, we just calmly packed everything up and left.
We went to there's a
in the middle of the
chalkboard.
gig, we just took off.
Remember, there's a chalkboard
Yeah.
with the month on it, and it had
We crossed
Pete
ourselves
Moore,
off.
Pete Moore. We just went. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
The last gig at the Round Table.
That'd
That
be a-
song, Lodi, reminds me
We
so
should
much
write a
of
song. Last gig at the Round Table.
Mm-hmm.
All
that.
right.
Last night at the Round Table.
Yeah.
Because it would be like a pun on night K. And
Well,
GHD.
this is another. Vicki Davis gave us a lot of really good information about because she lives in the John Fogerty area where he grew up, right?
Yeah. There's even a part, there's a place called Puta Creek
Yeah.
where the Fogerty family, John and Tom and their family would vacation. There's still a lot of campgrounds along Puta Creek, and it goes right near Davis, California. And there's a part of Puta Creek called the Green River and another part called Walnut Bayou. So John Fogerty, he sort of created this mixture of Louisiana and Northern California. But this song, what I remember about this song is the Vietnam Vets show,
Oh yeah.
where he hadn't played Creedence songs in 15 years, and I was not a Vietnam vet. My lottery number didn't get called, but I had written a song for the VVA, and so I would get invited to different events, and I got invited to the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, for a show, and Chris Christopherson played, and then a really cool duo, Richie Havens and Lou Gossett Jr. They had played together in Greenwich Village, and Richie just played grooves on the guitar, and Lou Gossett read beat poetry.
Oh man.
That was amazing. Then James Brown came out and did a set. Then Crosby, Stills and Nash came out and did a set.
They had to follow James Brown.
And then Fogerty came out as the headliner of the whole thing. It was 20,000 Vietnam vets and me. And the word was that John Fogerty is not going to play any Creedence songs. He doesn't play Creedence songs. And he came out on stage with his band. 15 years he had not played a single Creedence song. He came out and he went, the beginning of Old Man Down the Road, his
which is
current song.
yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, okay, this is cool. He's going to do his new songs. He played that riff once. And he just let that note ring for a long time. Then he looked at it like, I'm going to tear the roof off this place. And he went, and it was amazing. 'Cause that's how Creedence started all their shows. Well, when I was just a little boy, standing to my daddy's knee, he told me, son, don't let the man get you down and do what he done to me. Do what he done to me. I can remember the 4th of And then he played an hour of Creedence songs. And those guys, it was almost all guys there. These were the songs they heard on Armed Forces Radio in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they roared. I saw the Beatles. That was loud. 20,000 girls.
Right.
But they were 12-year-old girls. 30-year-old guys can bellow even louder than that. And they bellowed every word of every song for an hour.
What a memory.
Amazing. It was, after the Beatles, it was the most intense audience experience that I ever had. But that was the first Creedence song in every show that they played.
Yeah, yeah, right.
There's a video of them doing it at Royal Albert Hall that is just totally killer. I love that song. Fogerty said that song was like the template. Once he wrote that song, he was like, okay, now I know what I'm going to do as a songwriter. He created his own kind of mythos. Then he just wrote a whole bunch of great songs.
Let's do another one here.
Oh yeah, this one's kind of gospel-y. I think.
Yeah, this is got a good gospel.
Kind of Ray Charles-ish.
Ready?
Yeah.
You count it off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Put a candle in the window, 'cause I feel I gotta move. Though I'm gone, I'll be coming home soon. Long as I can see the light. Pack my bags and let's get moving. 'Cause I'm bound to drift a while. When I'm gone, you don't have to worry, no. Long as I can see the light. Guess I got that old traveling bone. 'Cause this feeling won't leave me alone, no. But I won't be losing my way. As long as I can see the light. Good old gospel-y kind of song.
This is a good old rock and roll kind of song.
Yeah. This is another one that Felton asked for. Ready?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm always ready for this song.
I know, it's a good one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There's a place up ahead and I'm going
rocking song.
I love that. I love that little gospel. Woo! All right, I'm going to take a little swig because all this
I'm gonna
high
take a
energy
swig,
stuff.
too.
Yes. We are not even halfway through the show, which means we're probably going to go overtime. But you already knew that because we've never not. I think we might have come in at 60 minutes maybe once.
Yep.
Usually we're a little late, but that's okay because the music kind of takes us on a trip that we don't want to.
You know, and looking at all of John Fogerty's writing, I feel like if you look at the whole thing, there's a dialogue. There's a dialogue between two characters.
Yeah.
One of them is a teenage John Fogerty who totally believes that rock and roll can save the world. And the other one is this imaginary, like an imaginary friend. It's an imaginary, like old sage down in the Bayou in Louisiana who prophesies, who prophesizes, as if whatever the word is, about like sort of an Armageddon if greed and war
Yeah.
win, if they take over. Because Fogerty's got both of those things. And then he answers in another song with the teenager who still believes in the music and rock and roll. But then he'll put out a song that's the old scary African sort of shaman prophet.
You should write a thesis because I've never thought about that. But when you say that, I can sort of look at the
Those are his
songs that
two
we're
themes.
doing and see some go in this camp and some go in the other.
Yeah, you can break them down into those two things.
It'd be
Two
cool, like
characters.
as a songwriter, to adapt one of those perspectives and write a song from
Yeah.
one or the other.
And he's different from a pure folk singer-songwriter who sort of writes about their own
Right.
self all the time. He writes in characters sometimes. which-
Kind of like Dylan does that too.
Yeah, yeah.
sort of thing.
Some of it might be him, but he's got these two: the idealism versus the scary oracle sort of voice.
Speaking of scary oracle, you know, like I said, we practice these songs all week. I woke up this morning, I had a dream about the character in this song, and it was actually a nightmare. You know, you can't have a pleasant dream about the guy in this song.
Yeah,
Because he takes a little bit of the lore from Bo Diddley in this song.
and nobody's scarier than Bo Diddley.
Nobody's scarier than that song, Who Do You Love?
Yeah.
He borrows a little bit of that. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. He take the thunder from the mountain. He take the lightning from the sky. He brings the romance to his abandoned thee. He make the young girl mama cry. You got to hide it, hide. Spooky.
that's that prophet character, the old man down the road.
He's got a
Scary old
suitcase
man.
covered with rattlesnake hide,
Yeah.
and he stands right in the road. That's the image that I dreamt last night.
Wow.
Like, it's really scary. I'm at the end of the road, and there he is.
Wow.
Ah.
And there's a couple of songs that he wrote thematically that I think fall right in line with that apocalyptic kind of apocalyptic vision.
We're gonna send this out to all the people who are experiencing rain all week this week, including us. Ready?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Long as I remember, the rain's been coming down. Clouds of mystery forming, confusion on the ground. Good men through the ages, trying to find the sun. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? I went down Virginia, seeking shelter from the storm. Caught up in the fable, I watched the tower grow. Finding plans and new deals, wrapped in golden chains. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Heard the singers playing, how we cheered for more. Crowd rushed together, trying to keep warm. Still the rain kept pouring, falling on my ears. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain? Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down a sunny day. Yesterday and days before, the sun is cold and rain is hot. I know, been that way for all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow. I know, you can't stop, I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down a sunny day.
That's one of those songs you just want to keep singing over and over and over.
It's like
That
singing a
chorus
hymn
is so
in
good.
church.
Yeah.
You know? And all these songs are just like open chord, the same chord you learn like your first guitar lesson. And he wrote so many great songs just out of those simple, like Buddy Holly did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, right.
You know?
This next song is very different. It could be taken as almost a kid's song or else a psychedelic song or just a fun song.
It's like psychedelic bluegrass.
Yeah.
I think I played the...
And it's got the other thing I love about John Fogerty, he puts so many visual images in his songs. You know, they're not just like songs about his feelings. There's a lot of visual stuff, and none more than this song we're about to do for you.
These are kind of hallucinatory, though.
Yes.
Although he was not a drug guy.
He was not a drug guy, but he was a creative guy.
Yeah.
And creative people have visions too. Not the same kind. Ah, you got your Gretsch.
Need the big arch top sound
Yes.
for this one. Just got home from Illinois, locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, put the rest on the porch. Imagination sets in, pretty soon I'm singing.
Looking out my back door.
Flying through cartwheels, statue wearing high heels.
Look at all the happy creatures dancing on the lawn.
Dinosaur Victrola, listening to
Buck Owens, looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants, I'm playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on my flying spoon?
this apparition, riding by magician.
Looking out my back door. Tambourines and elephants are playing in the band. Won't you take a ride on my flying spoon? Bother me tomorrow, the day I have no sorrow. Looking out my back door. Looking out my back door.
I love that song.
We took the bass solo out because
You mean it was like on the guitar.
right. Yeah.
He had all these little bits from like Sun Records. You hear little things from like Johnny Cash and whatever kind of good music. It's like if you took all of the artworks, famous artworks, and somehow consolidated them down to like 20 paintings and put them in one gallery. It's like a rock and roll version of that. You
Well,
know?
this next song has a little bit of popular culture. We just went to a few weeks ago. We went to a basketball game, but we've been to baseball games. And anytime you go to a sports arena, there's always like that.
Let's go.
Right. So John Fogerty put this in here. A lot of people asked for this one. Mark Smith, Todd Hamilton in Baton Rouge, Terry Schick all asked for this. And I'm sure some of them asked for it because it's around opening day season. It's coming up. If it's not here, I'm not really that tapped into it.
It's like a 2-level song though, right?
It's got all this baseball imagery, but it's actually about his career.
Yeah.
I do believe.
About his comeback. He's announcing his comeback.
This is a big
Like I'm back on the field now after I think it was 15 years of kind of staying out of music.
So you'll have to I gotta make sure I know what I have to put a capo on. This would be a really bad train wreck if I didn't put my capo on.
Maybe a couple of frets different.
Okay. I'm ready. That's my practice. And my crack. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
You want to count it off, though, because I'll do it too fast if you... I had too much coffee today.
3, 4.
Well, beat the drum and hold the phone. The sun came out today. Born again, there's new grass on the field. And round and third, heading for home. It's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Anyone can understand the way I feel. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be the center field. Well, I spent some time in the Mudville line, watching it from the bench. You know, I took some lung when the mighty case struck out. So say, hey Willie, tell the Kyle, Joe DiMaggio, don't say it ain't so, you know the time is now. Well, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Yeah, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be center field. I got a beat up glove, homemade bat, and a brand new pair of shoes. You know, I think it's time to get this game right. Just to hit the ball, touch 'em all, moment in the sun. And it's a gone, and you can tell we're 1-5. Yeah, put me in, coach. Well, I'm ready to play today. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, I can be. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Well, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, gotta be center field. Oh, it's such a fun song. Yeah. Well, they all are, aren't they? They're all fun. Some of them are dark and some of them are joyous. That was one of the joyous ones.
This is one I always thought, like most people, it was about Louisiana, but it's really about Puda Creek
It's about. Thank you, Vicki Davis, for the
Yeah.
information
up
there.
near Napa in Winters, California,
Yeah.
where some distant relative of Buffalo Bill Cody had a camp.
Wow. Cool.
I love this song. Well, take me back down where cool water flows, y'all. Let me remember the things I love, y'all. Stopping at the log with catfish spy, walking along the river road at night. Barefoot girls dancing in the moonlight. I can hear the bullfrog calling me out. I wonder if my rope's still hanging from the tree. Shoot fly, dragonfly, get back to mother. Love to kick my feet way down in shallow water. Pick up a flat rock, fabulous riff. It's like a variation on Suzy Q,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
just so cool.
This next one, we're going to zip right through these because we got 9 minutes to go and a whole bunch of songs to do. We want to get them all done. Wayne asked for this, Wayne Rogers, and also Ricky 12, Ken, over in Sweden. And I know Ken just wrapped up a pretty long stint with his weekly radio show.
Yeah.
And he played the Kennedys all the time. He played the Kennedys and he played the Byrds and he played Tom Petty.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
were among
cool.
his core.
Roots rock.
His core
That was
artists.
his thing.
So we're going to send this out to both of those guys. One of my favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Outside my window, I can hear the radio, and I know that motor wagon's getting ready to fly. 'Cause it's almost Saturday night, bye-bye tomorrow. Joey's gone to the rodeo, and you know some good old boys are getting ready to ride. 'Cause it's almost Saturday night. Gonna push all the clouds away. Let the music have its way. Let it steal my heart away. 'Cause you know I'm going outside the ringing. The night train is bringing me home. When you hear that locomotion, get ready to ride. 'Cause it's almost Saturday night. Gonna push all the clouds away. Let the music have its way. Let it steal my heart away. 'Cause you know I'm going outside the ringing. The night train is bringing me home. When you hear that locomotion, get ready to ride. 'Cause it's almost Saturday night. Outside my window, outside, it's almost Saturday night. Outside the ringing, outside, it's almost Saturday night. When it's almost Saturday night.
There's a great version of that. I always preferred, for that song, I always preferred the Dave Edmunds arrangement.
He does a great version.
It's a great version. But I was casting around, and there's a live John Fogerty solo. And it's not solo, he's got a band. I think it's his son or sons in the band, some family
I
members
think
in the
it's two
band.
of his sons.
The wall of harmony and the sound quality is so good. It's just a great live version.
Dave Edmunds also wrote his. I think he wrote it himself. Did a song called "Back to School Days."
Yeah,
It's like a recreation of a John Fogerty song that never existed because Dave wrote it. But he totally focused on what
Yeah.
John Fogerty's writing was all about.
I'm going to answer a question. Adam Ginsberg over on Facebook asked if we did Lodi. Yes, we did Lodi. It was a third song. You know, all these songs are archived, especially those of you on Facebook. We archive every episode on our YouTube channel. So you want to go to our YouTube channel. In fact, here it is for you. Where is it? If you want to join us on YouTube, that's our channel. You can subscribe to us and you'll be able to see all of the videos and go back. The other thing I should mention is after these shows air, I go back in the description, in the YouTube description. You have to kind of click the more button to go down, and you'll see I put down the list of songs that we did with songwriter credits, so you can see that over there as well. All right.
Songwriter credit will be easy for this show.
Yeah, John
the same
Fogerty,
for
John
every song.
Fogerty, John Fogerty. All songs by John Fogerty. That'll make it easy on me.
This one also uses a classic old rock and roll riff.
And this is another one from that great Center Field album. When that album came out, it was the 80s when that came out. And, you know,
That was his comeback.
Creedence
album.
was a oldies band. And then that album came out. Not only was it a great album, it sounded just like Creedence. You know, the vocals were the same energy, same writing, you know, quality. Just such a great record. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sometimes I think love is just a rodeo. The trick is to ride, make it to the bell. But there is a place, sweet as you will ever know. And music and love, things you never tell. You see it in their face, secrets on the telephone. And time after time, for you and no one else. And let's go all over the world, rock and roll girls, rock and roll girls. Woo! If I had my way, I'd shovel off to Buffalo. I'd sit by the lake, watch the world go by. Ladies in the sun, listening to the radio, like flowers in the sand, a rainbow in my mind. And let's go all over the world, rock and roll girls, rock and roll girls. And let's go all over the world, rock and roll girls, rock and roll girls. And let's go all over the world, rock and roll girls, rock and roll Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, that red, white, and blue. And when the band plays "Hail to the Chief," ooh, they point the cannon at you, Lord. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no senator's son,
mention that Vietnam vets thing, 20,000 Vietnam vets. Can you imagine how loud they sang?
Good Lord.
That, I mean, every song was great, but that song was the one that
Must have been
lifted,
so cathartic. Yeah.
like the roof of the stadium was lifting off.
Well, we're winding down. We got one more song for you. We're just a little bit over time. But next week. So during the course of this show, we surpassed our 900th song.
It was around center field.
Center field, I think, was our 900th. So next week is our 900th song celebration, and we're going to play all of your favorite Kennedy songs. So get your requests in now. If you put them in the chat, we'll go back and watch them. And if you missed the chat, put them in the comments, and we'll put the whole set list for next week together from your requests, right? And we're going to do this one to end the day, to end the show. And this is one we always teach. I always teach my rhythm guitar class this one because it's fun. And everybody sort of knows it anyway, so.
John Fogerty said that he got the intro from Beethoven's Fifth. But to me, it sounds a whole lot like
Midnight Hour.
Midnight Hour, yeah.
But he changed the rhythm. See,
Yep.
that's the thing. He's so good at that.
Yeah.
Getting parts, rearranging them a little bit until they're his own. But he's drawing from the best sources.
When Bob Dylan went into retirement seclusion for a few years, the first interview he did was with Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
And they said, do you listen to any contemporary music? And he goes, yeah, I hear current music. And they said, well, what's your favorite song from last year? And this is the song that
Oh,
he named.
nice.
2, 3, 4.
Left a good job in the city, working for a man every night and day. And I never lost a minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning, right there and keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I cleaned a lot of planes in Memphis, I pumped a lot of pain down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of a city until I hitched a ride on the riverboat Queen. Big wheel keep on turning, right there and keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. If you come down to the river, I bet you're gonna find some people who live. You don't have to worry, 'cause you got no money. People on the river are happy to give. Big wheel keep on turning, right there and keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river.
What fun. It's an education working all those songs up. And hopefully a bit of an education for you. I know people really love Pete's music history stuff, the trivia and everything that we're so into. So thank you all so much for being here. We'll see you next week. Get your requests in, okay, for next week. And we'll try and do as many of them as we possibly can. In the meantime, have a great week. Stay safe. Love you all. And we'll see you here 2 o'clock Sunday, April the something.
Something. April
The
something.
10th, I think it is. Next Sunday. See you then.